We've got action. Sunday morning live stream. Yozura Shorts. How are you doing this morning? I am... I went for a nice walk. Saw some geese, some ducks. It was pretty cool. I recorded a first impression sort of review of the new Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town. Haruki, are you into those kinds of games like Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons? Those kind of games? And why aren't you sure how you feel? Okay, so we're level 12 on the Tauren Druid. This is a first for me ever. But at least it's in the title and in the thumbnail. Okay, that's cool. At least it's in the thumbnail. The game that I'm playing. Again, I'm doing a little bit of experimenting here, so this is going to be kind of cool. I don't know what that means. What's a CP? Huh? What's a CCP? Have you seen the new Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town? I have a little bit of gameplay on it on my channel. I'm not asking you to watch it, I'm just curious if you've seen anybody's footage on the game. Oh, that was just so, like, out of nowhere. I like Animal Crossing, but the Chinese Communist Party... Yeah, very few people like them. It's like I said, I love Chinese culture, Chinese people, amazing people. But their government, the government, can get some of that. Remember, we live in a world where you got to be really careful when you say these things, but I'm going to say it because people take it the wrong way. I always feel like you have to over-explain so people don't take things the wrong way. I always say, love Chinese people, fuck China. Because if you just say fuck China, people automatically always assume the worst of you and think that you're including everything, including the people in there. And it's like, nope. Naturally, just the people maybe that are still supporting the government. Sure, because there's some wonky-ass shit that goes on in China. That's a lovely way to start the stream, but it's okay. It's just you and I in here. Right? No, I know. Yeah, I'm not a fan of him either. I want to talk about this before I get into the game, because again, these are predominantly chatting live streams. The gaming is just secondary. Have you heard the alleged allegations against China? That supposedly they were well aware of the COVID-19 virus way before they announced it. The Chinese government refused to allow World Health Organization experts going over to do any type of research. There is now more reasons to believe that it's not a conspiracy theory. That although we do know... See, here's... I gotta talk about this quickly. You see, in Wuhan, in China, it is true. They do have labs where they study novel coronaviruses. So when COVID-19 broke out, there was a lot of conspiracy theories. It was a mad scientist in a lab, and he got angry, and he genetically engineered the virus, and he unleashed it upon the world. There's no proof that that happened out of maliciousness. However, it is true that... But I don't want to point the finger just to Wuhan. I'm talking like around the world. Any place that does any type of viral studies, that is what they do. They take a virus, they try to make it more powerful, they see how it molecularly changes, and how we can fight it if it ever comes about. So, it is possible that they were working on one, and an accident happened. where people say it was done on purpose, it's going to be hard to know if the person's intent was just that, intentional or accidental. But anyhow, there seems to be some new proof now that there's a little bit more to it than meets the eye. Apparently there's reasons to believe it didn't come from a bat, and that China was withholding information for several months, which could have allowed the rest of the world to better come prepared, and also that there was an unusual demand of supplies from the US that China was buying. They were buying an absurd amount, an unusual amount of supplies shortly before going, oh, by the way, yeah, there's like a pandemic. Just don't look into, all the shit we've been buying, for the past several months. It's not like we knew. It's purely coincidence, I swear. And that's where it looks bad. Because even with like companies like in technology like Apple or Samsung or Sony, you can get it as public information where these companies all of a sudden just buy like an absurd amount of like computer chips or whatever. Oh, Apple must be working on a new iPad Pro because look, they just bought like a bunch of like, new chips or something like that. So it was kind of like in similar fashion to that with the Chinese government. They bought a absurd amount of supplies from the US, almost draining them, depleting them completely. And then out of nowhere, a couple of months later, so there's like a pandemic and stuff. It's like, you bitches knew about this for a long time, didn't you? Again, the government. Love the people, not the government. They're two different things entirely. I have to stress that out, especially on YouTube. Get reported for hate speech when all I was talking about was the government that I didn't like. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, everybody's left the stream. I don't blame them. We started off a little bit weird, didn't we? But that's okay. That's my live streams. I can't change who I am. This is who I am. These things matter to me. Current events going on around the world is a pretty big deal. World of Warcraft Classic, again, we're Horde. We're in the middle of Kalimdor. We are in the Barrens, arguably one of my favorite areas in all of Classic. And we're going to be heading over to the very infamous, Orgrimmar, which is the Horde capital city. But we got to go for a long walk there. So let's do it. Hey, Classy Llama, you just missed the drama of me talking about the Chinese government and COVID-19 and the Chinese government withholding information from the rest of the world. But apart from that, everything's good. Good day, Optic Gamer. I just finished talking about the Chinese government and COVID-19, and then you guys walked in at a good time. Okay, so World of Warcraft Classic, we're on the Horde Druid. I'm kind of going between both factions because they do look different. The Horde bear form, he's got the horns, and he's a much larger bear. There's no transmog, there's no customization in Classic World of Warcraft. This is how the game would have been all the way back in 2004. Oh, it was like 3 minutes of me just rambling on about new information and supposed proof that China was well aware of the pandemic happening a lot sooner than what they reported, and that gave them time to deplete supplies from the US of just things in general that you would need for survival. They did an unnatural purchase of supplies, and then shortly after called out to World Health Organization. Or I guess that would be WHO, not WHO. Anyways, and then all of a sudden, hey, there's a pandemic. So, yeah. So again, not happy with the Chinese government. I don't think I ever have been. But again, I have to stress the culture of China and the people are quite amazing. I have a lot of dealings with them. I do business with the Chinese in China. For real, I do. I buy crystals and stuff like that. Here, I'll give you an example. Look at that lovely piece. Chevron amethyst sphere. Try buying that in North America and the Western civilization. There's nothing civilized about having to pay Almost $200 for something like this. But if you buy it from China, you get it for $40. Not $200. Sometimes even cheaper. And it's the real McCoy. I am well versed in the art of geology. Is that what it is? You know, where you study gems and all. Anyways, I'm just saying. I get good deals from them. They're very hospitable. Then you might be thinking, well, that's because they want your money. No. Because I've dealt with Americans on eBay. They're not as chatty. I'm telling you. Different people, different cultures from different parts of the world. Just that. Have different ways of life. And some people, they are more prickish than others. They really are. Yeah. What do you, China living in 2030. Well, they can usually be like, they can usually be very expensive. Like this is a crystal skull that was made out of citron quartz and smoky quartz that came from the same like stone, if you will. It was like kind of like blended in naturally. And it's the real deal, and this thing is huge. This thing weighs a ton. Well, again, my Chinese friends hooked me up because they just got the good... I mean, I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. Actually, I could tell you, and maybe I will briefly. When you buy some of these things from Canada or the US, there's certain signatures, there's certain looks to the crystals that you could buy. They have a unique stamp. Like, I know the person who sculpted this green jade skull in China. He's got a very unique signature stamp at the bottom. Nobody else has that stamp. It's like a signature trademark. Just the look, the carving. I know it sounds funny, but I can tell just by looking at the carvings who literally put their blood, sweat, and tears into this craftsmanship in China. So in China, I was able to get this for like $30. $30. But in Canada, because they got to make money, she probably, or whoever, he, she, whatever, probably bought this for $30 or maybe $20, buying it in bulk, and now they're selling this for $100. $100. Why would I want to play? Why would I want to play stupid and pay quadruple, quintuplet the price for literally the exact same item? Like literally the same one from the same sculptor, the same material, the same size, the same weight, the same dimensions, the same everything. Right? But people say, fuck China. No. Fuck the government. Not the people. The people, man, they're willing to work with you. Do you think I was able to negotiate this? Looking at this from a Canadian retailer? Bullshit. That's why I joke about the local businesses. They always say support the local business. And I believe in that a little bit, but this is a bit of a different, unique scenario. I won't show you my whole collection, it's boring, but anyways, you get the idea. It's when it's the exact same item, like literally from the exact same sculptor. Like I actually spoke to the guy who sculpted that green jade skull. Like I literally spoke to him. I know him, you know, and I know some of his resellers. And I get it, it's a business. If you buy something for $20, I'm not going to expect you to turn it around and sell it for $20. You obviously need to make a profit. So I want you to understand that I get that. But if I buy something for $20, I'm not too sure I'm going to want to turn around and sell it for $120. That just seems to be a little over the top. Quintuplet the price? Yeah, I don't think so. That's a little too greedy there. You know what I mean? That's a little too much. So in that specific circumstance, for that specific type of market, fuck the local business. Mind you, these people are working from home for the most part, so it's not really a local business. Local business is like an actual storefront where they pay taxes and they help support your city to fix roads and all that. That I believe more in, obviously. But again, if you're going to charge me an arm, a leg, a kidney, a lung, and a heart, well, literally, you just killed me. It's too much. I can't do that. I can't be like, well, to the local business, I'll spend an extra $100 on the same item. But that also taps into low-tier fraud. Because I have dry eyes when I have a bright light shining in front of me. I don't actually blink constantly when I'm on my own. But it's not a weird blink thing. And no, it's not a Tourette's tick. Although I do have a lot of issues upstairs, that's not one of them. Remember, when new faces come in and they ask weird questions, they're usually trolls. I have slayed so many of them. It's unbelievable. I also have a fan that blows on me very hard, but you can't hear it because I have a noise gate in my microphone, so you can't hear it. So it's a little bit of the combination of the light. It's a little bit dry in the air. And then I got a fan blowing, so even though I got glasses, sometimes I wear these bigger glasses, actually, so that it can help prevent that. But it doesn't always do it. Yeah, because if you met me on the street, you'd be like, no, I don't think that's the same guy. What do you mean? Well, he wasn't doing that blinky thing he does with his eyes. Couldn't have been him. I've watched him on stream for 2 hours, like, every 5 seconds. I saw him in person, and his eyes never blinked. He was like... Couldn't have been him at all. But it's the same person. Yeah, going to China would be cool in some ways. But... oh boy, we won't go there. But I don't think I'll ever bother. So again, we're in the Barrens here. That's what I like about the transition from one side to the next here. That's a lot more red on that side because that is Durotar. As soon as you cross the river, it's a little bit safer, if you will. And whether I walk around in bear form or not, there's no difference in speed. It makes no difference. But it is a little bit safer here because the enemies are more around my level. Whereas over here, bit of a higher chance of getting my ass kicked. And we're going to go all the way to the capital of the Horde, which is Orgrimmar. Oh, I doubt you can hear my fan. I highly doubt that. I would be quite surprised if you can hear it. Oh, I said there's a good likelihood you could be. I mean, think about it. I get the same 5 or 6 people in my streams every day. When a new person comes in, they do one of two things. Hey man, thanks a lot for that video. You really helped me out with that game. You seem like a cool guy. So what game are you playing right now? Those tend to work out pretty good. When a guy comes in for the first time ever, and the first thing they ask you is, what's up with all that weird blinking shit you're doing? I'm just saying, I'm not offended. That's usually not the proper way of making a first good impression. That's what I'm saying. If you saw the amount of people that come in here, don't let the 6 or 7 people currently in my live stream fool you. You have no idea how many different people come in here. They just don't all come in at the same time. Wow. Like yesterday was a really weird, fucked up day. Like I mean really fucked up. I banned like 6 people and they just kept coming back, which is fine with me because it gave me something extra to do for one. And it also increased the views quite a bit on my live stream. so I literally profited from that. But now you're saying that you can hear my fan, and I'm like, I don't think so. What were you going to say, Yuzura? That's where you're wrong. I don't need to make a first good impression. And with that kind of attitude, you can fuck right off. Unfortunately, you do have to make a first good impression. Do you know why? Because you, the viewer, you are equally a part of this as I am. I might be the streamer. That doesn't make me special. I have to remain humble. The people in here are just as important. Just as important. I'm not like, okay? Like some fancy thing here. And if I find someone is annoying, or they're just not contributing to the chat in a way that I appreciate, they get booted the fuck out. Remember, I'm not looking for popularity. I'm looking for authenticity. I'm looking for real people. Hello, Ali Hendricks. I'll give this one the benefit of the doubt. But this is classic tail sign usually, where I ban someone and 2 seconds later somebody else comes into the stream I've never seen before. Again, welcome if you're a first-time comer. But I'm just saying, that was the wrong attitude to have with me. Telling me that I have to be the one with a good first impression? Bitch, please. I'm not here to impress people. That's not my job. And if it means the live streams will remain under 10 concurrent viewers, then so fucking be it. I've said this a million times before. I used to average 12 to 15, 20 people in my streams, but most of them were dingleberry shitstains that were annoying. They were cluttering up the chat with some fucking verbal diarrhea bullshit that I didn't really enjoy. So I took them out. Things are more quiet, more controlled, more peaceful. The few people that do regularly come to the streams aren't as stressed out because there's all this lack of bullshit going on in the stream. And to me, that's important. So again, I'm not the one that needs to make a good first impression. The people that come in here as well have to do the exact same thing. Yeah, no, but again, remember what I said though. I give the benefit of the doubt. So Ali, let me just share with you, just in case you're wondering. Who's DSP? The only person I troll is DSP. DSP. Yeah, no, so let me just share with you what happened. A guy came in, he was trying to be funny. And I banned him. The second I literally released my mouse button from banning him, and I let go of the mouse button, you popped in. And I've never seen you before, so I'm like, here we go again. No, I figured he was a guy, but I don't... What does the DSP stand for? Dipshit prick? Or... I don't know who that is. I have no idea. So again, I can be a very nice guy. You can make fun of me all you want, but can you at least say fucking hello first? You know? That's all I'm saying. I do the same weird eyebrow blinking thing that Asmongold does, and Asmongold also plays World of Warcraft. Maybe it's a World of Warcraft thing. Maybe there's like some weird lighting fucking pattern shit that goes on, and it causes us to just... right? It's like a mind control thing. Maybe that's what it is, and it's like an overload in our synapses in our fucking brain, and it's making my eyes blink. My nickname could be Blink 182. Hopefully you caught the joke with that, because that's the name of a band. They're called Blink 182. Good afternoon. Hello, Power Gaming. How are you doing today? I'm not even going to read that out loud. What? Tell me this guy gets less people in his live streams than I do, or I'm jumping out the window. Tell me he's not more successful than I am. Yeah, I don't even want to... Oh, man. Why is it the most fucked up people on YouTube and Twitch are always the ones that are successful somehow? That's just fucking nasty. Oh, I think I might have heard of something about that on Twitter. See the one who actually admitted to it as well? He gets way more. Oh, that's really good for my fucking self-esteem. Uh-oh. What have I done? Oh, no. He's got the same first name as me. His name is Phil. Seriously? So this is what the fuck I have to look like to be successful? That's DSP gaming? What am I doing wrong? Why do people always make these cringy fucking faces? Why is it every single one of these motherfuckers always do that? Is that... I don't even want to know what he did to his hand after what you just said he does. That's some creepy fucking shit. What the fuck is that? You have tarnished the name Phil, motherfucker. What the fuck is this? Seriously? This motherfucker does better than... Fuck this guy. They call me DSP. I want to hear about the... I don't know what else I want to type in there. Controversy, maybe? His main channel became demonetized due to problem with AdSense. Dark Side Phil... Why are these people using my first name? Fuck these people. I'm gonna change their name. Why is my screen so dark? Goddamn ads. Okay, let's read this really quick. This is 5 years ago. He's pretty much the butt of a joke of the gaming community. He whines a lot. I do that sometimes. Was notorious in the FGC for being an untalented asshole. He's been kicked out of tournaments for filming them and held on to a 4th place victory of a strange port of Street SSF2 Turbo. 1 year, and he got openly mocked for it. He milks his content for views. Trust me, I'm milking it for views. Those 5 views I got in this live stream, I milked it hard for that. Each day he uploads tons of games. I do that. But splits them up into small parts so he gets more video view. Oh, I don't do that. He plays a bunch of sets of a fighting game one day, but uploads individual matches as a separate video. Yeah, that seems to be a bit fucked up. But that was 5 years ago. Okay, if you're a kid and you're under the age of 55, so if you're not a senior citizen, get out. Because I'm about to type something that's really disgusting. I can't believe I'm doing this better. I'm being trolled right now, aren't I? I don't know. DSP. Hold on, let me type something a little different here. Where was this on Twitch? Was he twitching his pencil on Twitch? Or did he do this on YouTube? When you play, I don't play that game. It's too difficult for me. Could this be it? Rich from Review Tech. I like this guy. I've spoken to him a few times. This guy talks about nothing in his life. When times get tough. And he gets 1,200 subscribers at a time in his live streams. Then again, motherfuckers cranking in on 1 million subs. I've got 14,000.
DSP gaming with no warning and no explanation. And now he's unbanned, and they still didn't explain to him what he did. Good job, Twitch. Let's get into it. Skip it up and down.
Is it? But did this happen last year? Maybe is this having to do with it?
Yesterday, Phil was streaming on Twitch Ghosts of Tsushima. He did it for about an hour. Then he noticed something was wrong. Here's him explaining in his own words. Take a look.
So here's the deal. I was streaming on Twitch earlier, as usual, the premiere of Ghosts of Tsushima. I played about an hour of the game, and by the way, I think the game's quite good. People were generous. We had already hit the tips goal for the stream and everything, which was great. Okay. And then, all of a sudden, the stream just dies after about an hour of me playing the game. And I don't know what happened. It's just everything's dead, not moving. So I start refreshing and looking all around, and when I refresh the page, I'm logged out of Twitch. Now, this has happened to me before. So I said, uh-oh, I get a feeling I know what happened. I log in, and it says, you've been suspended. This account has been suspended. Click here for details. So I click there, but all it does, it takes me to the generic page on Twitch, where it just shows all the information about reasons you could be suspended, but it's the generic info page. It's not actually a page giving me any specific info on what happened.
So he was banned. No explanation as to what happened. They just told him he was banned. Didn't explain why. Didn't explain what he did. Didn't explain if it was a DMCA. Didn't explain if it was what he said. But I woke up this morning to some good news about Phil. He was unbanned after about 7.5 hours on Twitch and still has no idea why he was temporarily banned. This is what he had to say about that.
After having my account...
Okay, so Rich from Review Tech is happy he's back. I don't get it. I'm fucking confused. Hold on. You know what I'm going to do? Just because I'm just saying, I'm going to do this from my Mac so that nobody sees it. I want to see. Because I don't want to show some weird potential stuff that didn't happen. I'm going to do this here. Oh, boy. Really? No. This is a thing? Yeah, this happened quite a while ago. Half a decade ago. Apparently it was staged, but that's still creepy. I wanted to make sure there was nothing, like, weird that was going to show up. I'm pretty new to the DSP detractor community, and I want to know what the community was like when he beat his dick off on... What? What the fuck? You have to understand that when he moved in 2014, this was right as his views began to nosedive. Due to increased quality and quantity of his competition, by comparison, his content seems straight to VHS quality. So maybe that's why I have like 2 people in my live stream. But yeah, I'm not going to start beating my pencil off to get more views. The move to Washington was built up as a savior. He was going to have his own office, and he was going to make a comeback. Some of his fans even thought he was going to do edited content and essentially modernize as a content creator, but that never happened. Instead of taking notes about games and timestamps of his streams during breaks, as many content creators do, he was wanking it. And that summarizes his entire career. Wasted opportunity, poor work ethic, and laziness. If anyone ever writes a book about Dead Air Dave, then this period is definitely his downfall. Had he moved to a large, expensive house, spent a fraction of that money on his business, and not wanked his meat, he could have been in a different place today. Wow, so that is a real thing. Okay. Well, there's nothing, we're not missing anything here. But, oh, that is fucking weird. Yeah, apparently that was a thing 5 years ago, and it seems like he's recovered from it now. Hello, Connor. RTU? Yeah, I don't know who any of these people are, to be honest. I don't know any of these people. Let's just do DSP Gaming Twitch. I think he's still yeah, so this must have been a thing that happened to him years ago or something like that. Holy shit, yeah, he's got almost 100,000 followers. That's definitely some messed up shit, though. Because it seems like it was a real thing, what he did. That's kind of fucked up. Oh, okay, I've just never referred to him as RTU. Yeah, I just call him Rich. I've spoken to him a few times briefly on Twitter. He's the guy that I talk to you about a lot that I sort of kind of want to be like, in the sense of I want to talk about random different things. I want to talk about technology, video games when I live stream. I don't just want to talk about games exclusively. That's why I title them with my thumbnail as being game and chat live stream. Right? So that the gaming part is almost not necessarily the main focus. It's kind of like a distraction. And that's sort of something that he does, except now he just goes full screen. He doesn't play any games in his streams, and it's just him talking, which is essentially what I'm doing, but I do a little bit of gameplay at the same time, right? So that's what I've always wanted to do, actually. Then I just stumbled upon him a couple of years ago, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of like what I sort of want to do, too. If there's something weird going on, you know, I like to talk about it, too, like when people that I've met are, like, let's say, anti-mask, or, you know, the people that rioted Capitol Hill with Trump and all that kind of stuff, like some pretty big, major stuff. I like talking about those things, and so does he, you know what I mean? And I'll have a lot of people tell me, oh, if you want to be successful, blah, 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 you don't want to start talking about this, you don't want to start talking about that. And it's like, well, I know other people that do almost the exact same fucking thing I do, and they're scandalously well off financially. So you can do those things. You know what I mean? So he's actually one of the main channels that I refer people to when they say you can't go all over the place, you can't play Call of Duty one day, make fun of Trump the next day, and then play a 17-year-old video game the next. No, actually, you can't. If the people like you, it's not going to really matter what the fuck you talk about or what you're doing. That's just the reality of it. It's kind of easier in a way if you're a one-trick pony and you just stick to doing one thing, because then when you do get subscribers, they're going to subscribe to you because of that one thing that you do, and every time you do something, it's always going to be the same thing, so you're going to have a much higher retention of subscribers to views, because they're going to come back and watch your shit because, oh, he's doing that same thing again. He's playing Call of Duty again. Oh, today he's playing fucking Harvest Moon. Yeah, no, I think I'll pass. You see what I'm saying? But you still can get away with it. But I think it's much harder to do that on YouTube. To build a huge audience that'll constantly watch you regardless of what you do. That is definitely more difficult. But I also don't want to start doing something I don't enjoy just to try to get a few extra views. I've mentioned that before. Multiple times as well. A lot of people say, oh man, you should just play PUBG and Fortnite, bro. Your views would be banging. No, they wouldn't. Because I fucking hate the game. So I would be miserable. I'd always be the first prick dead. No one is going to want to watch that. Then again, Wings of Redemption is quite successful, and he fucking sucks shit. And he plays Call of Duty. And he's pretty big in the social media world. So what I've learned is You can be a dick, suck at gaming, be a whiny bitch, and still be pretty successful financially. Or you can be decent, pay attention to your audience, or the lack thereof one. Try to engage with people, make them feel welcome and appreciated. And you can actually be good at games, and that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be your golden ticket to freedom either, financial freedom. But it's true, right? That's why it's just best to be you, whatever that is, and not try to be anything else. Really. It's just not worth it. Yeah, big for the wrong reason. But at least they made it big, Like Wings of Redemption, I've talked about him a lot because he's the perfect example of someone, that I just have zilch respect for. None. Whereas there's other people, I still might find them annoying, but I respect them. It's just that their personality type isn't, for me. And that can happen. It's really not that big of a deal. Yeah, we're going to go with this, because we do predominantly do bear form. Yeah, we'll stick with that. Yeah, so that's why I made that video about I can't quit live streaming no matter how much I suck from a performance standpoint. 5 people in here with 14,000 subscribers. My channel does very well every month. I've got a few videos that, are how-tos or tutorials, and they get watched quite a bit, very often, and that's how I get paid every single month on YouTube. But at the same time, the live streams, it's like, not so much, but I have fun with them. And that has to be the single most important thing ever, no matter what happens. I've been doing this shit for almost a year now, live streaming. For a while, I was doing a lot better. When I was streaming religiously at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m., 2 p.m., 8 p.m., 2 p.m., 8 p.m., like clockwork. A little while ago, actually, a couple of months ago, I started to kind of semi-explode, if you will. I went from averaging 3 or 4 people in a live stream to about 12 to 15. So that was like a fairly nice jump from 3 to 4 to close to 15 people. I almost rarely ever got under 2 digits. But then I wasn't happy anymore. I didn't like streaming late at night. I wanted to take a break, exercise a bit more, go for my, nighttime walk that I do. Play a little bit more guitar, go to bed earlier so I could wake up earlier, maybe get an extra hour of sleep, because oftentimes I only get 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night, so I was trying to aim closer to like 5 or 6 hours of sleep a night. And I do feel better. But as a result, because I no longer stream at 2 and 8 p.m., and I kind of stream all over the place on weekends, but on weekdays I do stream fairly religiously at like 5 p.m.-ish. Eastern time. The views have gone back down. Either it's just unaligned with some of the few people that were watching me. Whatever the case may be. When it comes nighttime, I'm kind of done being at the computer, I've, by that point, been here on and off all fucking day. I'm done. I'm bored. There's more to life than just doing this. Now, if I was successful like Dr. Disrespect, sure, I'd be fucking streaming Call of Duty 12 hours a day, knowing I was getting paid $100,000 a month. You know what I mean? I'd also have a more comfortable chair that didn't make me so miserable. You know what I mean? Because at that point, that really does become your job. But when you've got fucking 3 people in here, come on now. This isn't your job. Thanks. Take it easy. Thanks for stopping by. But me, like I said, ultimately, in the end, why I'm still able to enjoy doing this with such bad performance is with or without the live stream. I was going to do this. I was going to play this regardless. And I was going to turn this into a regular upload. By live streaming it, I get to chat with a couple of people. And what else do I get? I'm already at 55 views. Now, you could say to yourself, Well, 55 views is nothing to brag about. It's not 55,000 views. And you're right, it's not. But 55 views is a lot more than 20 views. And that's about all I average on a regular gameplay upload. Because that's not what I'm known for. That's not why most people have subscribed to my channel. It's not for random gameplay of video games, especially not World of Warcraft. That's not what I built my channel on. It's been mainly on gaming news, game updates, and how to do some pretty big things, like how do you redeem your legacy pack in Hitman. People were just having an absolute shitfest trying to get that going. How do you aim down the sights on your gun in Red Dead Redemption 2 when you're in first person? Those kinds of videos. How do you edit your lineup in NBA 2K? I got over 250,000 views on that video alone. What can you do in Call of Duty offline? That's now my #1 grossing video. I've made almost $1,000, over 1/3 views on that video alone. That's what I'm living off of. I'm like a one-hit wonder on YouTube. I got a few hits out there. They do really well. They do so well that residually every month, year after year, I keep getting paid on those same videos. The rest of the stuff I put out, it's almost filler content. Because again, what am I doing right now in this video that's going to help you play World of Warcraft better? I'm not sharing with you any tips or any guides, right? There is nothing to take away from this apart from just hanging out with someone, right? And that's why these do a lot worse on my channel, and I believe on most people's channels. I think a lot of people that even become fairly big on YouTube, they start off with guides. People play these games. Very few people are going to come to you out of nowhere for just playing a game that everybody else is playing. You're going to have to be, like... You're going to have to be really fucking funny as shit, man. To, you know what I mean? To have people come and watch you just play any old random game. Because at that point, people aren't coming to watch you to play this fucking game. They're coming to watch you because they think you're funny, you're engaging, you're entertaining. People want to be entertained, right? If they're not entertained, doesn't matter how nice of a guy you are, they're not going to flock to you by the thousands. But there are some people that can still get that kind of attention. So, right? So ultimately, I'm still going to do this regardless. I enjoy it. The moment this stops being fun for me, well, then I'll just stop doing it. I only do what I think is fun for me, right? I'm not expecting anybody else to jump on, you know, for the excitement. I hope I got that flight path. I got so distracted earlier. I don't even remember if I got the flight path in Orgrimmar. I think I did. Did anyone notice? I seriously, that was the whole point why I went over there. I think I went upstairs, but I don't remember talking to the flight path master. I guess we're gonna find out later on when I go to fly to Orgrimmar. Yeah, so the idea here... It's already 11. How long have I been streaming for? Sundays I usually take off from working out. It just kind of depends on how I feel. Oh, okay, almost an hour. Okay. Almost an hour. I'll stick around for a little bit longer. There we go. Will you do vids on how to do the new escalations for Hitman 3 next week? If I feel confident that I know what I'm talking about, then yes. Because again, those are those types of videos that would perform much better on my channel. It would be wiser for me... Excuse me. It'd be wiser for me from a financial standpoint to work on stuff like that, to really play through those missions, see if I can come up with any type of tricks, like I did with all my Silent Assassin suit-only videos. They were obviously inspired by Mr. Freeze 2244, but I also didn't hide that. In case someone was like, hey, isn't that like the same route he was taking? It's like, yeah, but he also went so bloody fast that this NPC was over here, and when I played, because I'm fucking slow as shit, the NPC was over there. So now what do you do? And that's where I sort of came in. I was a more noob-friendly version of Mr. Freeze, because Mr. Freeze, I got to find out was so good, was so fast, just there was no time to breathe. If you sidestepped the wrong way once, things wouldn't properly align because all the NPCs in Hitman 3, they're on a schedule. They all do like a very specific rotation. And if you're not there right at that perfect time, then what do you do if they're over here? Now they're coming behind you instead of in front of you. And that can completely change the whole fucking thing. And sometimes that'll make it so that you can still do the video, but I won't make the video in 8 minutes. It might take 15 because we had to wait for the fucker to walk all the way around, or we just had to improvise. And that's sort of like where I came in. And when I dedicated a lot of time to that, those again are the kind of videos that I have a much better chance of getting really good performance on, and a lot of comments on, a lot of views on, and a lot of new subscribers from. Again, if they subscribe to me because of my Hitman videos and then they see me live streaming this fucking shit, that doesn't mean they're just gonna jump in, right? Yeah, I mean, again, let me be clear. Mr. Freeze is insanely good. This is a compliment. I doubt he's ever going to hear me say this, but if he ever somehow sees this part, he's almost too good. Every video I've ever watched of Mr. Freeze have helped me, but they were too good. You know what I mean? I couldn't keep up with him. That was the best way of me describing his videos. I could never just do what he did, but I could vaguely do what he did. At least I knew the path, right? Then it was me putting in countless amounts of hours. Well, what if that NPC comes from over here? Hey, I did this pretty fast, but when Mr. Freeze did it, the guy was on the left. Well, my guy's on the right, and now he doesn't want to budge. Well, how do I get him over here? Damn it. That's where I had to come in to play with my own thoughts, my own creative ideas, and improvise, and that was not always easy. But again, they're harder videos to make, but people usually appreciate them a lot. And there's been quite a few times that when I do have a new person come in a live stream, they'll just come in to say, hey man, I just wanted to thank you with your Generation Zero video.
Blood and thunder.
Or I wanted to thank you for your Hitman, guide. It was a little bit longer than Mr. Freeze's, but it was more informative, some people tell me, because it was more noob-friendly. Not everybody's a pro gamer. I will never fucking sit here and try and tell you that I'm good at what I do. I can give you a lot of good information, but that doesn't mean I'm a good gamer. I'm very slow. I just don't get shit done quick. Leveling up a character. I've been playing this game for 17 years. I know it like the back of my hand, but if I were to have a leveling competition to 60, I could promise you I'd probably be the last one at 60. That's just the way I am. I'm just not fast. You know what I mean? People always want things quick. But not everybody can keep up the pace. And so that's where I kind of felt I would come in. And also inspire a new generation of gamers. Not really. But sort of. To where you don't have to be a pro to have fun. You don't have to be a pro to share some little tips or tricks that you've learned along the way. It's like, hey guys, I can't aim for shit. But if you manage to shoot the front of the wheel, did you know it'll make the car explode? You don't have to be good at it. But if you have the information for people, they can still utilize it. Maybe they have a better aim than you. They do it one time, shoot the wheel, boom, the car blows up. There goes the guy. They're like, oh, dude, thanks so much. People aren't going to shit on you because you suck at the game and you had a hard time shooting the tire or whatever, right? They're not going to care about how well you do. They're going to care about how well you were at providing information for them to make their gaming experience that much better. Right? That is what my entire channel rides off of financially, is all those kinds of videos. All this extra stuff has never done well, and not to be negative, don't think we'll ever do well. Hello, Ian. How's it going? I might stream Avengers, but again, when I stream games, it's kind of funny. Like if someone says to me, what do you mainly do as a streamer? I go, not much. I talk a lot because these are game and chat live streams. I generally do Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, sports games, and then whatever other relevant game just came out. So when Spider-Man Miles Morales came out, I was streaming it. When Hitman 3 first came out, that's all I did for the first 2 or 3 weeks. You know, all those kinds of games. Your Assassin's Creeds. When those come out, that's all I'm going to talk about because it's the new shiny thing. And I want to showcase the game. I don't have to be good at the game, but I want to show it off. Hey, this game looks kind of cool. It seems to be running pretty good. He's not crashing constantly. I like the animations. Yeah, it seems to be pretty cool. You don't have to be good at a game to showcase it, right? You don't have to be Mario fucking Andretti to showcase a car and talk about it to see if it might be a good car for you to drive. So that's sort of like where I come in. Once the hype dies down off a game, I don't always have time or a reason to go back to it. So a game like Miles Morales or Assassin's Creed Valhalla or your Watchdog Legions, it's very unlikely I'll ever go back to those in a live stream unless I'm doing a coordinated co-op session. Some psycho big update came out. Oh my god, Watch Dogs Legion now has 60 frames. I mean, it doesn't, but like, let's say it did. I might showcase that a little bit and then obviously bump up my stream to 60 frames. Show off the gameplay footage and stuff like that. But for just casually playing, I don't find games like that do well. Including like Marvel Avengers. It's one of those, you beat the game, everybody knows about the game now. There's no real thing to talk about the game. Probably not much to do if I were to go back to it on a live stream. Whereas a game like Call of Duty, it never ends. It's that excitement that people get watching someone who's hopefully semi-competent, which I'd like to think I am, that can get a decent amount of kills. And, you know, it's a game that people really enjoy. It's very dynamic. World of Warcraft is much slower, but it also has a huge niche community as well. And I always go back to, look at Asmongold. The guy pulls in hundreds of thousands of views on his live streams. He pulls in 50 to 70,000 concurrent viewers to his live streams, playing a 17-year-old video game. He gets more people than Dr. Disrespect, and Dr. Disrespect is fucking funny. And he's a world champion. Again, this is not a knock at Asmongold at all. This is just to show you again. You don't have to be over the top, because Asmongold, if you've ever watched him, he's not over the top. He's not, oh my god, wow, look at that. He doesn't talk like that, you know? He's just normal. Whatever normal is, right? And he plays this game. That's all he does. So you can do it. So again, I always go back to those few people when people say, well, maybe if you played a different game, you would do better. Nope, I wouldn't. If the people aren't invested in you, it won't fucking matter what you do. The only time I could ever potentially get a lot more people in my stream is if I could do something really well that not too many other people could do. So, like, let's say I could kick, which would never happen, but let's say as a joke I started playing Fortnite, and every time I saw a ninja, I could kick his ass and kill him. And it happened like 10 times in a row. That would probably be an instance of me potentially being able to get into something. Do you know what I mean? I would have to be able to do something that very few people can do. Something unique. Right? When you're just doing the same fucking shit everybody else is doing, you either have to do it better than everybody else, or you're just gonna really have to hang on to that, well, I like him because of his personality. But as you can tell from my stream, that doesn't get you too far all the time. So,
Glory to the Horde.
you have a very bad toothache. Has to come out ASAP. As you would say, hurts like a bitch. Probably, yeah. Do you think you have a cavity or like an abscess tooth or something like that? I'm going to be 43 in November. I got my first cavity ever, very small surface cavity, on my wisdom tooth at the back at the bottom left there. Had it drilled, but because I have anxiety, it was a bit of a big deal there. I was more panicking about the, you want to laugh? I was more paranoid. This is how my brain works, or it doesn't work. About the freezing, like the chemical that they put in you so that you can't feel anything. To me, that's like really creepy, and it makes my brain go, oh my god. The drilling of the tooth, man, I probably would have just preferred they put like vice grips on my tooth, clamped it down, and just fucking reefed on it, smashed and shattered my fucking tooth. I would have preferred that, because I'm not scared of pain. I'm not worried about pain. I'm worried about foreign shit entering my body, making me feel a different way, right? To me, that's not natural. So, like, being put under would freak me out. You ripping my heart out of my chest to fix it, not so much. Right? I'd rather be awake and see you do it than, you know what I mean? So that, to me, is what's creepy. Yeah. I've never liked Fortnite, and it's not because I suck at the game. I could admit to that. I'm just not very good at games. Although Call of Duty Cold War, I get a decent amount of more kills than I do me dying. But, I've played that game. I've tried to make it funny. Come on, bitches! Just mowing everybody down. 3, 4, 5, 6 kills at a time. Quad kill streaks and all that shit. And be all like, that's how you fucking do it. And just really get all pumped into it, because I naturally do get pumped when I play Call of Duty. This, to me, is a lot more relaxing and laid back, especially when there's no PvP going on. But there was no more people in my live stream, right? Like I said, it doesn't matter what I do. I've even live streamed when I wasn't even playing a game. It was just my big bald pumpkin head on the screen. There was no video game. And again, still had the same amount of viewers in my stream, right? It doesn't matter what I do. Oh, okay. It's just an old tooth. Yeah, dentist stuff is definitely not fun, for sure. I don't think anybody likes the dentist or anything like that. At all. Just gonna grab a few quests. Probably stick around for a few more minutes. Then I'll probably head off. I'll either play some more on my own, or I might play some more Story of Seasons. I made sort of like a first impression noob review, Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town, because that is also another kind of game I like to play. I've already uploaded a few videos, gathered a couple of new subscribers from that. Again, I could promise you could just tell. Those are the kinds of people that'll probably only watch my Story of Seasons, which is fine. That's how it usually works. They'll probably only watch my Story of Seasons videos, because that's all they're into, like your Stardew Valleys, your Harvest Moons, your Animal Crossings, your little, non-violent farming games like that. They're really into those types of games. So again, when I upload footage on Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed, with heads being decapitated, you think those people that like my Story of Seasons videos are going to watch those? Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely, right? Had I been live streaming from the beginning, and I had gotten my 14,000 subscribers on YouTube all from live streaming, chances are I'd have more than 3 people in the live stream, because I'd be doing the same thing that made people subscribe in the first place. However, I've also talked about that, and that's kind of a funny thing. The more views I get, or the more subscribers I get on YouTube, generally the more views I get per month, which is how I make some pretty decent money on YouTube every month. What's funny about the live streams on YouTube is you'd actually might be surprised how many subscribers I've gotten on my channel because of my live streams. These are people that first discovered me doing this. They saw me talking and doing nothing entertaining, and they said, you know what, let's subscribe to this guy. I've probably, like I said, gotten about, I have to have gotten at least 400, if not 500 subscribers from just my live streams alone in the last year. Every time I live stream, I get 1, 2, 3 new subscribers. Because it shows me in the analytics when I'm done my live stream. But yet, look at the live stream concurrent viewership. It's always about the same. I always average about 80 to 100 views an hour. And about 5 to 8 concurrent viewers on a live stream. So it's funny, even though I'm building more subscribers from doing the live streams and I'm doing what they subscribed for every single day, that also doesn't guarantee you're going to get more views. But it does for regular uploads on my YouTube channel, just not the live stream aspect of my channel. They really are two completely different beasts, is essentially what I try to share with people. It's very interesting how I can do quite well on YouTube as a whole, but do absolute shit on the live streams. Like the complete opposite of the spectrum. It is quite interesting. You would have thought at least I would have done decent, you know what I mean? But, no guarantees. I banned a lot of people because I'm an asshole. I don't let people walk all over me. And when people troll me, I troll them back and I tell them how it is. I'm not here to kiss people's ass. If 3 trolls come in my stream and it rounds up the stream to like 10 people in the live stream, people think, oh, this guy is desperate for views and people in his stream. Let's troll him, see how he reacts. He's not going to kick us out. Who's he going to have left in his live stream? That is abso-fucking-lutely their mindset. I can guarantee it. No one's going to try and fucking troll Dr. Disrespect. He's got 40, 50,000 people in his stream. His chat's going... Right? No one's going to see it. I have such a small stream. There's a 100% chance that what you type is going to be seen by everybody, even if there's next to nobody in here. Versus there's a ton of people, but not a single person's going to see what you said. Right? So trolls like to get attention, obviously. But then I give it to them, but then I make fun of them, and I troll them back. And I very, very bluntly tell them to go fuck themselves. And most streamers don't do that. They just either ignore you, or they get upset. Most people don't fire back and tell people to fuck right off, especially when they're new to their stream. Especially if they are desperate for more people in their stream. As you can tell, I don't give a flying shit. I want to do better, of course. Well, of course I want to do better. I want to make more money. Who doesn't? Right? But at the same time, I'm not desperate, though. I'm anxious to have more people, for me to do better as a streamer, but I'm not desperate. So I will very easily kick people out. So they will just go, yeah, well, fuck that guy. He just got a thumbs down, thinking that I'm going to get butthurt by that. I could give a rat's ass. You came in here and you watched my shit. You made 7 new YouTube accounts. You're the reason I'm going on 100 views in my live stream. They're doing me a bigger favor than anything. And they probably are too fucking retarded to recognize that. Yeah. Yeah, I get the absolute weirdest motherfuckers in my streams. But I'm not gonna lie. It's entertaining as shit. It's kind of really funny for a minute. And then the moment it stops being funny, I kick them out because their purpose is no longer needed. That's where I'm an asshole like that. It's like, okay, you were funny for a minute. Now you're not. I bid thee farewell. Get the fuck out. And I kick him out. And I make a big spectacle about it. And people don't like that. Because they're thinking to themselves, bitch, you need me. Look at you, pathetic fucker. You got 3 people in here. You're all that you got. And I'm like, that might be true, but the problem is I don't give a monkey's fucking ass. You know what I mean? I don't care. That's the problem. That they don't like. Is that I don't care. They want me to care, but I don't. I care about doing better, but not at the expense of being desperate to keep around the trolls No. Not gonna happen. Sometimes I keep them around longer than I should, but it's for my own amusement. They think they're getting amused, but they're not. I'm getting more out of it than they are, because they're contributing to the algorithm, they're interacting with me in the chat. All this banter that goes on back and forth, I have an ulterior motive. Why do you think I keep some of these prick faces around? Did you know the more thumbs up you get, doesn't matter about the thumbs down, the more actual in and out you get, the more stuff you have happening in your live stream. That scratches Google's G-spot. It goes, ooh, that feels good. Ah, thank you, Philminator. Let me boost you up the ladder of relevancy. Let me make it more likely that when people look shit up on the internet, your prick face is more likely to appear right there as a recommended channel to watch. They're doing that for me. So when all these trolls come in and they're going absolutely hog wild, ape shit, I'm sitting here going, you're such a dumb fucking twat. Because you're actually helping me a lot more than you think. But they're too much into getting that reaction, and I'm too much into getting the algorithm going, that I kind of keep them around. And then once I'm like, okay, I think you've served your purpose, bye-bye. I bid you farewell, and you're gone. You did your part, and, you know, you'll be forgotten, and I won't, because I'm still going to be making this fucking shit every month on YouTube. Hello, Theo. So that's why it's all for the greater good. And that's why a lot of people don't understand. Why do you keep them around sometimes longer than you should? Well, if they have a lot to say, they're actually technically helping me out. Any activity that goes on an upload, a stream, comments, me liking your comment, me replying to your comment, it's engagement, and it also helps build my rating of my channel from an A to D. I think I'm like a B plus or a B minus, which is actually pretty good. That means I have a really good record. Some of the most popular YouTube channels don't even have an A. Because a lot of them, they just get too much going on in their channel that they're unable to reply to all the comments, and that's actually what I have. It might be hard to believe because I have nobody in my live stream, but you might actually be amazed as to the amount of comments I get on the daily about my guide videos. That's pretty much all people talk to me about. Is how I help them out find something or do something. No one's ever going to message me and go, bro, man, thank you so much for running around as a bear in World of Warcraft and clawing those lions. That was just so soothing. I can't even tell you. I mean, I had a migraine headache. I couldn't fucking sleep. But just watching you roam around as a bear, kicking the shit out of those ostriches, it just did something. No one's gonna do that, right? No one's gonna comment on a video like that. So I don't get comments on that. Usually. Once in a blue moon I'll get a comment, but it's fucking rare. Very, very rare. Have it the hard way. The fun grind of collecting shit. It's so slow. But man, that endgame is something else. I got 3 days left in closing before I end the live stream there to kind of figure out what I want to do, and I still kind of feel like I haven't fully gotten there yet. Haven't really gotten much more clarity, apart from that I am enjoying the overall experience more. Playing Classic. I hate the lack of customization. It fucking pisses me off. And that's actually kind of why I'm playing this Horde, Druid. It's a completely different bear form. It's a different cat form look than the Alliance one. You level up in a completely different zone. It's just not the same. So that's why I want to get this guy to at least level 20. I'm almost level 13. And then I'll sort of be able to, like, run around in both cat forms. And sort of be like, which one do I think I might enjoy the most for the long haul? Because, again, there is no customization. You cannot change your hair color. Or the form of your cat form. Like, there's just absolutely none of that. So you got to be sure that what you're looking at, you're fine with that. So no matter what gear I get, no matter what titles I get, my bear form will always look this plain. It won't look like my retail World of Warcraft where my fur's on fire and it's glowing and it looks really cool. You get none of that. So, is it worth trading in those extra aesthetics for better gameplay? A world that feels more alive and engaging? That's what I quite haven't figured out yet, even after a month of playing this. So I might have to subscribe for another month again and drag people down with me in the live streams as I try and figure my shit out. Because like I said, long term, I'm going to keep my channel the way it is. Like, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because I enjoy it so much. And it's doing pretty good. But I do want to do something a little extra, like I said before. Which is stream some gameplay of some games that people like. Maybe get a few more subscribers because of those few games that I play, that I go to in between major scheduled release games. And then keep making a series of them. Like right now, the next big game that comes out isn't for another 3.5 weeks or so. It's MLB The Show 21. Well, not everybody's into baseball. But there's definitely enough people in the world that love baseball that some YouTube channels, that's all they do. There are YouTube channels with millions of subscribers, hundreds of thousands of views per video. All they do is talk about baseball. You're kind of guaranteed that if you have 100,000 views, most people are going to watch your content because that's why they subscribe to you again in the first place. That's what I actually don't want to do. I want the new games to come out. It's almost like I'm a video game reviewer, like a YouTube game reviewer. But instead of reviewing the game, I just give you a first impression and I play it for a few weeks, then I kind of drop it, move on to the next new game, and in between, that's where I do my World of Warcraft. That's where I do my Call of Duty or random hockey, wrestling matches, right? So that's what I'm trying to do. Hey, Harrison. Not too bad. I was, 1 second there. Oh, man. Kind of sore. Kind of bummed out. I mean, I'm just being honest, you know. I am having fun, like I said, but I have to admit, with all the time that I've spent on my, my live streams trying to change it up and stuff like that, it's just, you know, they're doing shit. But I still enjoy them a lot. I know I keep saying that. I want to emphasize that I enjoy a lot because, again, most people that do watch me, they're always like the same people, so you kind of get to know them and their personalities and stuff like that. It's a different type of interaction that you get from people doing live stream versus just, you know, through a comment here and there through a random upload, right? It's a completely different immersion factor. Alright, I'm going to read your message in just a second there. You need someone like me to talk to. That's not something I hear too often. I'm not special. Don't mind me, you're just sitting here, knowing that you've been abused by a mate on PS4. He's not my mate anymore, though. So was he being rude, like trolling you or making fun of you? What exactly happened there? That's kind of like what happens to me on the daily when I live stream. I get random people that are like, dude, you only have 2 people in your stream. Dude, you're boring. You sound like you're half asleep. So I can relate to that. Hey, Raj, how you doing? Oh yeah, sure, an hour and a half in. Now the stream's picking up. Convenient. They're like, hey, he's been at it for like an hour and a half. Psst, he's probably going to end it soon. Let's just go in and say hi and... No, just casually having a game of Rocket League and he oh, yeah. Let me guess, he's a very competitive person And he either got angry at you because you kicked his ass or something like that. Yeah, sometimes some people show their true colors. It's unbelievable. How people react. Not too bad. I'm just having a little fun here, working on my Druid, as mentioned in the title. I wanted to experiment a little bit by changing the title, but not the thumbnail, to maybe give people a little bit more of a direction as to what I'm doing in a live stream, but that doesn't really change anything. I don't know if people would rather know rather than come in and go, oh, it's this game again, forget it. I'm kind of experimenting, so if I feel confident that I'm only going to stick to one game, then I will try to only tag and put in the title that I'm playing this game and specifically what I'm doing. Oh, he's playing a low-level, 13 character. Oh, he's playing World of Warcraft Classics. It's like bang right there. So there's no, like, surprises, you know. I'm sure there's a few people that go, I wonder what he's playing this time. Oh, I hope it's this game, you know, because not everybody likes watching this game. More people prefer Call of Duty by a long shot over this game. But I can't play Call of Duty 2 hours at a time. I can't do it. A bunch of trolls that I banned. Sounds like he didn't want me as a friend. I've had little nickel before with him. I don't know what that. I hesitated saying that word because it sounds. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but I'm saying it's similar to another word that I won't say. That's pretty bad. Before with him, but he had a little tiff. I'll use that word. Had a little tiff. Remember, YouTube's a little sensitive. I'm glad he's gone. Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I'm glad most of my real-life friends are gone, too. The ones that had to go, I'm glad they're gone. I don't miss them. I really don't. The interaction I get with my dogs and my dumbbells when I work out, and the feeling I get when I drink one Diet Pepsi only a day now. I'm only on one can, not 3. Had a major anxiety attack a few nights ago from the caffeine aspartame withdrawal. No way in hell am I going back to that shit. I got plenty of comfort from that. Did I really get all the items I needed? No, I didn't. Alright, well, there's a few people in here. Let me see. Oh, okay. Raptor heads, wow. So if we look at our map, raptor heads could kind of be everywhere. Let's just kind of go this way. I have to grind to level 13. I don't know if I'll... Oh, it's only 3 bars away. I'll just kind of roam around a little bit. Look for those raptors. They're kind of spread out all over the place. I have to collect their heads. That sounds really Jeffrey Dahmer-like. That's kind of creepy. But seriously, I have to collect their heads. Raptor heads, says it right there. I'm not the one that designed the quest. Where the hell are these raptors? Go figure, the one I don't need is all over the place, and the one I need... Funny how that works out, eh? Well, at least I get to roam around. Well, you're quite young. I wouldn't look him up. He was a very bad person. I'll just leave it at that. Disgusting person. Oh, there's a raptor. Level 15? God damn. No, you stay over there. I don't want you kicking my ass. Yeah, you stay back there. Oh, this might hurt. I mean, he's 3 levels above me. That can make a pretty big difference, actually. Right. Oh, you've only met him recently, like in the last year or so? There we go. Raptor head. You gonna be a snob like that, motherfucker? No, most people in this game are pretty good. Yeah, unfortunately, I've met too many people like that in my life. As well, that are all over the place. Let me just show you something really quick. So, essentially what I'm doing is this. WoW Classic cat form. Just really, really quick. There you go. That's really the best way to describe it. Da-da-da-da. For real. Oh, would you load the page? Piss on it. You could see it above me. At least I think you can. Let me check my, Yeah, you can see it. Something kicking my ass in the game. Diamonds is inviting me to it. You know, I don't want none of that. All lives... Oh, we're not getting into that again. I've already made fun of him. He's trying to invite me to his guild called All Lives Matter. Your skills were deemed worthy of our guild. Here's an invite, friend. All lives matter. No, actually. Black Lives Matter. Oh, that's gonna... Oh, I really did it there. I really did it there. He's not gonna like that. But you know what? Ah! Yikes! Winky wink, bitch. Ah! And he fucking blocked me. That is the fucking highlight of the stream right there. Bam! Talk about going out on a high note. Wow, he got triggered. God damn. I am the top recruiter of All Lives Matter, and all I said was, Black Lives Matter, yikes, and then I went to respond to him. Kaboom! He ignored me. What a triggered fucking snowflake. Jesus. That's fucking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Ah. Thank you for that moment. Diamonds. I see what he did there. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyhow, back to what I was saying a moment ago. The cat on the left is a Night Elf Druid. I have a level 31 of that on Classic. The cat on the right, the lion with horns. Don't ask me what that was. That is the cat form I'm going to be unlocking at level 20 on the current Druid that I'm playing. They don't look anything alike. Right? They don't. It's not like you can customize like you can today. Like today in World of Warcraft, there's a plethora, a cornucopia, a quiver of options at your disposal. All these different forms, colors, that you can change. It's absolutely insane. Look at that. I've shown you this before. I have this cat form. Not only do I have that cat form, but you can also change colors for that cat form. That is what retail World of Warcraft brings. Like, look at that. And then the glow and really fucking badass. And like, you can do all that in retail. Oh, man, that looks fucking cool. So, yeah. So that's why this is a big deal, because there is no customization again in Classic. So I have to make sure that's my customization. Do I want to be Alliance or do I want to be Horde? Which one do I think looks kind of cooler? Well, this looks more like a real lion with some big fucking horns. And that looks like something I've never seen before, sort of like a purple panther jaguar looking thing. And that's why it's a big deal. That's why I'm leveling another druid of the opposing faction. Even within the bear forms, they look a bit different. So I'm the bear on the right for Horde with the horns, and he's actually bigger. Just in that picture, you're not seeing that size difference. And the night elf one is more of like a grayish color, and they're smaller. So that's why that matters, because outside of that, there is zero fucking customization. There's none whatsoever. Since September of last year, and he blew up. Wait for it, because I crashed and bumped into him too many times in Rocket League, right? So you can get fucked. But yeah, did you see? Anyways, I thought that was funny for me, how he just, how he blocked me because I said Black Lives Matter. Not gonna get political in the stream now. Things are going good. But then again, talking about that stuff isn't really political in my opinion. It's not really... Anyways. Mind you, it's quite late in the stream. I don't feel bad if I kind of go off the wall and go off topic. Because, again, the main theme of these live streams is that there is none. It's a little sort of kind of not really all over the place, but I do try to keep it friendly, obviously. Obviously, talking about politics and religion and all that usually isn't a good way to start off a stream, unless you're going to make one dedicated to that. But yeah, once over an hour goes by in a stream, it's kind of like that etiquette goes out the window. They say not to do this and do that. I do it. I do it. Fuck it. Because I enjoy it. But that was quite fun. Yeah. Again, I gotta talk about it now. I have to. I mean, I know there's only 5 people in here, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Listen, I get it, okay? On the surface, I get it. You know, the whole thing. Where some people don't understand the Black Lives Matter thing. Because, quite honestly, the first 15 seconds, I didn't understand it either. My first thought was, well, don't, you know, like that guy's guilt, don't all lives matter? And I was like, well, that's the thing. They should, but they don't. Okay? And I don't shit on people that say what he said, but I definitely shit on people like him that just fucking blocked me after I said one thing. He really got triggered there. And that's the problem with anything that's racial, you know, political in nature, or religious, is you could say one word. He said all lives matter, I said Black Lives Matter, and that was enough for him to block me. Because I used to be like him for, like I said, 15 seconds until I inquired about it, because I gave a shit to look into it. Most people, they don't look into things like that because they don't care. But I cared to find out what the big deal was, and for me, it made perfect sense. If somebody else is still polite, though, and they're like, dude, man, I get where you're coming from, but I just don't get it, I'm not going to yell at the person, right? That's what being a bigot is when you're intolerant to other people's views. But if they're just being a fucking piece of shit about it, well, then that no longer makes you a bigot for making fun of them. Because now you're not making fun of them because they think differently than you do. You're making fun of them because they're triggered by the fact that you see differently than they do. And that's the problem with the world. Oh, you don't think like I do? Well, fuck you. One of my moderators is a former Trump supporter. Let that sink in. Right? Well, I mean, he still is, but yeah. We've already had our talks. We've already discussed it. And that's it. It can really be that simple. But people make it complicated when it shouldn't be. And that's why the world can't progress. That's why we still live like a bunch of barbarians and we kill each other for the stupidest fucking shit. You don't believe in my God, fuck you. You're dead. Like, what? There's just... And that's why, for the most part, sometimes I don't like people. Because they're fucking weird. They're so insecure with their beliefs that if they can't rally millions of people to think like them, they start to question their own beliefs. Me, there's very few people that believe what I believe in, but I don't need other people's beliefs to validate my own beliefs. I'm quite secure and comfortable with what I believe in. I don't need to rally the troops in so that I'm like, oh, okay, good. Phew. I got a few more people to believe in my bullshit. Okay, it must be true. And unfortunately, that's how it is with a lot of people. That's some straight up fucking truth right there. This is very slow, I get it. But the raptors, they're hiding. They're kind of just, you know, all over the place. And I don't have a mount, so I can't exactly go and chase them all over the place. Oh, that's gonna be an inside joke forever. Any gin and shawarma lately, right? Mm-hmm. How do you like your shawarma? with the with a hint of gin. Oh boy. And there's that too, yeah. Like I said, I've had civil conversations with people that were disgusting. Remember that you can be civil with someone. That doesn't mean that you support what they're doing. Did you see what I'm saying? I've said this so many times before. How can you be expected to be listened to by someone of the opposing team if you're unable to do the same for them? They might be the wackadoo in your head, but guess what? You're the wackadoo to them. So you're equally as crazy as they are in their eyes. Never mind what's the real right from wrong. That doesn't matter. They truly think they're in the right and that you're the dumb fuck. But be different than them. Let them speak their piece, however fucked up it is, and don't threaten to kill them. You might just be able to go somewhere with that conversation. Then when you share your piece, they may be subconsciously a little bit more likely to listen to what you have to say, even though they think you're crazy. Because you were able to do that for them. And you didn't keep cutting them off every 2 fucking seconds. You'd be surprised the civil conversations I've had with some pretty disturbing people. And then naturally, I'll get some people that are like, what are you doing? Why are you talking to him? Because I'm trying to have a conversation. I'm trying to see why this guy harbors so much fucking hate for, you know, a certain thing. Because I'm interested in that. Obviously, if you have no interest in that shit, then don't bother. There's no point. But I'm saying if you care to get into the minds of people that you don't understand, it also helps you see things from a different perspective. Doesn't mean that you're going to agree with it, but that's how you learn. Like me, by default, I tell people I'm a Christian. But I have looked into other religions, not because I didn't feel comfortable with my own and I was looking for something else that was better for me. That's just how you learn. But most Christians, that's not what they do. They're too busy trying to force and twist people's arms into believing their shit. I don't spend my time doing that. I let people do their thing. My job isn't to police how people live. Hey, have you done this today? Like, shut up, right? So instead what I do, because I have an open mind, I like to learn about different religions, even though I don't believe in them. That's not the point. Then, if I have a religious debate with someone, I can have some knowledge of their religion. That also inadvertently has a psychological component to it, to where that person is going to respect you more because you actually took the time to learn about their way of life. So if you wanted to share something with them because they were intrigued by what you're doing, they're again more likely to listen to you, right? It's basic psychology. Not bad for someone who never even fucking finished high school. But that's the shit that you don't learn in school. Right? That stuff can go a great ways in your journey. But like I said, a lot of people shit on me for having civil conversations with people I don't get along with. Or don't see eye to eye with. Well, I can't remember the last time I had a good conversation with someone that I was yelling at and belittling and making fun of. I didn't really get the answers I was seeking. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how it works. Just like finding these raptors isn't really working. This is like, wow, this is not going well at all. Okay, let me see here. And this is why sometimes it could take a long time to level. Wow. So yes, there's no doubt that this part of it right here is pretty boring. I mean, I'm having some fun, but when you're like running around for 10, 15 minutes trying to find just a few raptors because they're just so spread out all over the place. Not exactly the most fun. But there's a lot of these goddamn plane striders, as they call them. I think they're supposed to be like an ostrich. I don't know. I haven't seen an ostrich in a while. But I think that's sort of kind of what they look like. There is a spot where there's a lot more raptors, but they're also quite a bit higher. Huh? What's an... That's a pickup truck. What about an F-150? That, like, went over my head. People do this to me. I'll talk about something, and I'll actually stay on topic for a minute, and then someone throws me a curveball. F-150? What? Oh, Jesus. Uh-huh, I see what you did there. See, that's how you troll someone. Because I was like, what's he talking about? But yeah, that's not a raptor, though. But I am looking for raptors. The F-150 would be pretty decent. Although I'm a bit more of a Dodge Ram kind of guy. But again, that's another thing. You talk about console war. You ever heard about the truck wars and the brand wars? And fuck Dodge, man. Ford all the way. Yeah, Ford means found on road dead, bitch. And wow, people get nasty on those truck forums and stuff like that. Like those car enthusiasts. They are no different than people that bicker to people about playing the different console than they're playing. How about you just fucking enjoy what you're enjoying and don't be so goddamn worried about how somebody else is enjoying their time. I never understood that. Like, I make fun of Xbox because I don't like Xbox, but I don't make fun of Xbox players. I might tease them and go, so did your controller magically log you out of your profile 15 times in the last week, you know? But you're not making fun of them for enjoying their Xbox, right? I never understood that shit because people get, like, they're not just joking around. They're actually, like, really angry and they get quite vile on the forums. That blows my mind. Who cares if someone likes a fucking Ford pickup truck or a Dodge Ram? But it's true. And then, of course, the Dodge Ram people always use that generic, yeah, I'm a Ram, you're a Ford. And then your Ford is going to stand for just that, found on road dead. And I'm like, oh boy, that's original. Because nobody's ever heard of that one before. I mean, it's funny the first time you hear it, but... Man, where are these goddamn raptors? Holy shit. Yep. questing usually isn't quite this slow, like to this degree. It's because we're in an area that's just so massive, and they're just kind of like sprawled out all over the place. Oh, there's a raptor. Not too sure. It looks like an F-150, though. Oh, a level 16 now, eh? That's why it wants me to grind to level 13, so that... Uh-oh. Looks like he's coming my way. I know. Stay back. Sure, you're coming at me now that I'm not ready for you. But where were you the past 10 minutes? That's right, you turn around. See, I'm getting my ass royally beat. That's what happens with just a few levels. Fucking hyena. In real life, I would kick you in the fucking sack. You wouldn't even need to go to the vet to get neutered. That's right. Oh no, I'm looking for money. Fucking looking for that was a good one. Nah, I'm not looking for shit right now. I'm nowhere near in a position to do that. Maybe when I'm 65. You know, maybe by then I'll be like, I can get a Dodge Ram now. You know, I'll probably talk like that, hopefully not. Otherwise, I'll have to get, like, vocal cord implants. But I would like to get a truck someday. Short cab, 4-door. But I'm waiting for you to come up with one of your smart-ass remarks now. You looking for a ram? When you see the ram, you better dodge out of the way. It might hurt. Right? Huh? See? I got the jokes, too. Oh, good. Call more of them in. It's calling for nearby help. Sweet. We only need 3 more heads. Where are those other 9s I've stuffed? I don't know, but something tells me it's not too far from home. Yeah, those are a little bit higher in level than I'd like. Exactly. Ram, not the car. What? Why would there be a car in a paddock? Oh, Jesus. Right. I can't believe it's noon already. 17 jeepers. Okay, we're not going that way. Nope. So of the 2 cat forms I've shown you, which one do you like more? The one that looks like a lion or the purple cat? Just out of curiosity. If you even remember the ones I was showing you there. 10 people. Who's hacking my stream? I never get 10 people in here. I mean, I do sometimes, but when did all these people appear? You like both? Yeah, that's kind of the problem. I like both as well. I just don't know which one I want to commit to. Hence, right? Like I said, I'm already going on level 13. Not all the quests are this slow. It's actually quite rare that a quest will be this slow. And, I should be able to get to 20 in the next couple of days. Should is the key word. Let's fuck up a few of these people. Yeah. Yeah, the purple cat is for the Alliance. The tan orange colored lion is for the Horde. There's nothing about that. They better not be in heat. Get these claws, bitch. Right in the eye socket. It's funny how they can skin in bear form. Yeah, almost 13. I really at least want to get there. I think on my own after, like, once I go have lunch and all that kind of stuff, I might try and get myself to 15 today. That'll probably take a good couple of hours. And then take a break. Maybe do a few regular uploads. And then after that, come back again. Try to get a few more levels, because I'm hoping to be 20 somehow, maybe by tomorrow. I don't think that'll quite happen. Depends on how much time I put in, really. That's essentially it right there. I don't want to spend just all day doing this. But I can, if I really wanted to. I do actually enjoy this. Whereas, again, a game like Call of Duty, as much as I enjoy it, it's just not a game that I can play 2-3 hours at a time. I find it's too, there's almost too much action, right? Then I can't keep up with the chat. Because like I said, even with a low count in the stream, it's quite possible to have that chat moving very fast. And I don't enjoy doing a match in Call of Duty, even if I'm doing really well, and I'm near the top of the charts, but there's chatting going on. And for 10 minutes, I have to be, like, talk to the hand. Because the moment I look, I get sniped right in the eyeball. Right? Then I gotta wait for the match to be over, then I go back and I scroll up all the chat. And that's with barely 10 people in a live stream. Imagine, again, if I had 50 people, 100 people. It would be impossible. Again, I've said this a million times, you lose that sort of like one-on-one back and forth, right? Once a streamer gets that big, you just, you know, you have to ignore 99% of the people that talk to you because you don't have a choice. It's impossible. Asmongold does it. Dr. Disrespect does it because they don't have a choice. Nobody's getting mad at them, right? Which is why, again, I defend, you know, the whole membership only being able to chat. Because if you've got hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers, but you've got thousands that are subscribed to you, it narrows down the chat, it unclutters it, and it makes it easier for people to chat. But even with people that are that big, when you're a member and you do the member-only chat, it's still almost impossible to get his attention, right? Sure, he'll acknowledge if you plop him $500, but that's because he also gets a big, wide, bright banner showing up on his chat like I do sometimes when I get a donation. So, you know, it's easier to call those out again as well. I mean, the way things are looking for me, I'm never going to be going that way. It's probably not going to happen. But if somehow, by some miracle, it did, and I was getting 30, 40 people in a stream, it's going to become more and more difficult. Because it's all about what you look for when you're watching a streamer. Some people like to watch a streamer because they want to be able to interact with him back and forth. Some people it's the gameplay, a combination of both. But some it's exclusively that chatting back and forth. And that's why a lot of the people that I know, they don't like big streamers at all. Even if they're really good at what they do, they just don't like the idea that they're just sitting there and the text screen's going 150 miles an hour. They can't follow anything they're doing. At that point, you're just watching the streamer play the game and do commentary, and hopefully they're funny, like Dr. Disrespect, right? You're hoping. Man, this is not going well. I mean, it's not going terrible either. Flight path. This is one of the biggest areas in the whole game. Like, that's considered one entity. And then where the same animal can be found spread out throughout a huge area. Most of the animals or any type of NPC that you need to find, they're generally a little bit more confined to a specific area. Yeah, because I mean, this is getting pretty insane now. Oh, see? See what I mean? There's a raptor all the way over there. By the time he gets at me, he's already halfway dead. At least the drop rate is pretty good. So there's that. That would be a double kick in the crotch. But yeah, this game, like I said, I like it a lot because of the nice blend of relaxation that this can be. You know what I mean? Whereas, like I said, Call of Duty, you'll see me when I play that game and I'm all like, you know what I mean? Like I'm all over the place because sometimes I even have to like not talk for a bit so I can listen to where the people are. When I do PvP in this game, which I've done quite a bit on my retail account, I don't have that need to, ooh, I gotta focus. You know what I mean? Because no one can kill me practically more than half the time. So I get a little bit cocky because I'm actually really good at PvP. Especially when I'm well geared. When I'm on even ground with other people. Right? Whereas Call of Duty, doesn't matter how good you are. You get shot in the eyeball with a sniper rifle, chances are you're going to be dead. Doesn't matter what your rank is. And it doesn't matter what his rank is that shot you either. Whereas in a game like this, it completely matters. I hate all the big streamers that get millions of donations for being stupid and doing fun stuff. Really paying people on YouTube to do fuck all. Yeah, at least with some of your streams. Yeah, well, you know. I try to teach. Sometimes. I try to talk about different things about life that, you know, I find interesting. Most streamers, I mean, I don't watch a lot of streamers, but I think most streamers, when they stream, for the most part now, I can't speak for all of them, I think predominantly only talk about the game that they're playing. I mean, I kind of do, but I kind of go all over the place because I like doing more of like a open-ended sort of chat thing. Right? I highly doubt you can join Ninja's stream and start talking about, you know, anything else. Can't really go there and go, so about that Joe Biden, do you think he won the election or stole it? Can't really do that in his streams. You can do that in mine as long as you're not being a dingleberry prickface about it. Otherwise, we steal you and we ship you to the moon. Or Mars. But yeah. So I find it's a little bit more restricted in a way. Why would I want to do that? I don't want to do that. 2 intellect. No, I don't want to do that. This I definitely want to do. Well, there we go. I kind of did it. What's unfair? I missed that. Something's unfair. What's unfair is that it feels like my ass cheeks are gonna fall off my body because this chair's killing me. Take FaZe Rug or Mr. Beast. They do nothing good. Yeah, Mr. Beast is a really nice guy. Like, I don't know much about him as a person. I just know that he is a good person. He's not a controversial person. He doesn't piss me off. He just seems like a legit good person. Gives people a bunch of money. Does a bunch of donations. I don't know how he came about. I just, no offense, never cared about that. I try not to get too cooped up into rich people's lives. Because I know what I'm missing out on already. You know what I mean? Right now I'm just trying to get myself out of poverty, for fuck's sakes. I'll worry about getting rich after I get my ass out of poverty first. Once I'm above the line of what's deemed poor, you know, then I'll look into that. But some people, I'm not too sure how they got that rich initially. Or like the thing that's unfair on Twitch is how there's no algorithm. So like on Twitch, if I want it to be noticed, I gotta climb the way up. That nobody's gonna recommend my Twitch channel on Twitch. Who will get recommended are motherfuckers that are already super popular. So like your celebrities, your ninjas and all that, they'll get recommended. Why? People already know who those are. You go to Walmart and I try to buy a t-shirt, and the first thing I saw was Ninja. Like, the guy is everywhere, and good for him. But I'm just saying that guy doesn't need any more advertisement. Other people need advertisement. Pick a random person that twitches fucking 20 hours a week that has 2 goddamn viewers in his live stream. You know, promote me for an hour randomly through your algorithm. Give a chance for people to see who and other people are and kind of open up the door to them. The only way you're going to get noticed on Twitch is if you're a naked chick. Or if even somehow you're like over-the-top stand-up comedian Kevin Hart funny. You might have a better chance at that. Or if people just randomly look for the game that you're playing and they purposely look for the person with the least amount of viewers in the stream. That is the only way anybody would ever find me on Twitch. So I could be talented, but never make it on Twitch. Because it's too messed up the way their system works. They promote the big people and don't promote the other people. Whereas at least on YouTube, the algorithm does exist. If there's a guy that's a lot more popular than you, but he doesn't work hard, doesn't upload constantly, and you have another guy like me that's constantly grinding, that's how you'll have people that are like, dude, you'll never believe this. I was recommended to watch your channel over, you know, some other massive, huge YouTuber who talks about the same game I do. And that's the algorithm, giving a fair chance for small content creators to be able to be like, hey, psst, I exist. I might not be that great or what you're looking for, but you never know. I might have something you want. So naturally, if 14,000 people have subscribed to me so far, there's obviously a market out there for my channel, potentially. How far that'll go, well, I mean, that's different. Everybody reaches a maximum potential, right? But, yeah, and those are the ones that tend to do the best. The update videos, gaming news, because you're helping people, right? You're helping people say, hey, psst, this game now, new game plus. That thing you were getting where you constantly got disconnected, that's been fixed. Like, that's huge because you're technically helping people by keeping them up to date with some valuable information, right? And then my Batman videos, I mean, I just love them. They're goofy, they're silly, they're dumb, but they're supposed to be. They're not meant to be taken seriously, you know? Like, I was gonna do one on Joe Biden, which I still might do, you know? Like, I'll give you an example of how I sometimes come up with my ideas. Like, let me log out of this because I'm done for now. I'm too distracted. This is going to be the end of the stream. because I gotta go and eat and all that. So, like, for example, even though I would have voted for Joe Biden if I was an American over Trump, I still like to poke fun at anybody. So, like, Joe Biden, the president of the United States, he recently, about a week ago, fell going up the stairs, right? He was walking up the stairs and he tripped like 2 or 3 times. I could easily do a Batman video on that, you know, with the Batman voice and the mask and all, just something goofy. Or I'm like, what the hell is this? And then you just watch, I show a clip of Joe Biden walking up the stairs and tripping. And then I could just easily say, how can we expect this man to run the country when he can't even walk? Get it? It has nothing to do with anything. Just because you're not well coordinated doesn't mean you can't run. But I try to do that whole goofy, like, stupid Batman. You know, how is he going to run the country if he can't even walk? You know, just the stupidest shit like that. But funny enough, those kinds of videos that I've made, some of them, like I said, I've gotten several thousands of views. Sometimes I've done silly videos like that on Twitter, but forgetting to link it to my YouTube first. This was kind of before I did YouTube. And some of my Batman videos on Twitter got well over 100, 150,000 views. Even some, like, silly, goofy, comedy-like reaction videos that I've done without the whole Batman gimmick. I have a few videos on Twitter that got, like, I think over 200,000 views. Again, that doesn't mean that the video is good. And that's the beauty about social media. Just because you're doing good doesn't mean your video is good. It just means it got watched a lot, right? And if something's cringy and kind of stupid, like, oh my god, just because you're tripping walking doesn't mean you can't run. It's just a figure of speech. But, you know, the Batman thing that I do, he takes everything so literal because he's kind of dumb. But anyways, that's the kind of shit that can get hundreds of thousands of views sometimes. There's no way ever a random video of me playing this would ever be able to get that kind of attention, whether the video was good or not, right? So that's why I like exploring that other side of YouTube. But yeah, anyways, I could ramble on forever, but my ass is gonna fall off. It hurts. This chair fucking sucks. I'm surprised I've survived this long so far. There is a mild chance I could come back later. It just kind of depends. I do want to focus a little bit on my noob first impression review of Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town, the new game that came out that's sort of like a Harvest Moon game. I've already made the video. I just need to upload it, tag it, and all that kind of shit. I might work out for a quick half hour. All that fun stuff. Go for a walk. And then after that, if there's no, again, gaming news or anything going on to talk about, and I have some spare time, I might come back and just kind of go from there. But yeah. Oh, sounds good. You're off to bed. But don't let that prick so-called friend get you down. I mean, if it makes you feel better, almost 99% of the people I've grown up being friends with, I'm no longer in contact with them, whether we had an actual fallout like you did, or just because people grow apart. It just seems like a hard thing to do. And I've talked to a lot of different people. Like a lot of different people. And it's sometimes the same for them. When you're in your 40s and 50s, you don't always necessarily have the same friends you had as a teenager. Just because you were friends then doesn't mean that you're gonna grow and still be, you know, the best of friends. I still have a few people that I do talk to, that I've been talking to steadily for over 3 decades. But that's definitely not normal. It's not. So, it happens. Alright, thanks for stopping by. For whoever is left in here. And as I said, it could be possible that I come back in maybe roughly a couple of hours or something like that.